Yo, what's going on, everybody? New here with the brand new video. You guys say welcome to my channel. Welcome to good, smelling good. Hope you all are enjoying your day. Do all the things the algorithm likes, and as well, follow me on Twitch. Link to me box below. But today's video, we're talking about Halo again. This is kind of like a two-part thing I want to do. Both of these videos could potentially be long, so I want to break them up so I have just one big video. If you're privy to any recent news, you heard that Microsoft has had a lot of layoffs lately, and one of the companies affected by those layoffs was for the industry, which are the people who make Halo. There's still people there, like the entire company has been shut down, like that. But a significant amount of people from 343 have been let go, unfortunately. And this has been, if you watch my previous video, which I have attached at the end of this video, where I talked about Halo's big issue when it comes to its pro league scene, this isn't surprising. 343 has been kind of like the talk of the town in the Halo community pretty much since Halo 4. So for 3 Halo games, 343 has been kind of like the black sheep of Microsoft and been like the company who everyone's throwing shade at. And you could say that a lot of that shade is terrible and incorrect and just gamers being haters or having like just nostalgia block their ability to enjoy something new, because Halo 4 is actually a really good game. Halo 5, there was a good idea for the campaign, but it still wasn't bad. Even the multiplayer wasn't bad either. But people, have all these weird hatreds towards those two games because they're not Bungie games. But when it comes to like Halo Infinite's campaign is actually really good, and the idea of it being open world is a great idea. But the issue is multiplayer, and you try to think about what is it that went wrong with Halo Infinite. It always goes back to that multiplayer, and I keep saying this over and over again. When it comes to Halo Infinite multiplayer, the gameplay is outdated. The gameplay of Halo Infinite doesn't play very smooth, doesn't play very quickly, and I honestly, this is why I felt like Halo 5 has better multiplayer, because it plays faster, and I think that faster matters. I think faster gameplay is indicative to the modern time of gaming and how games are generally played. Games aren't really, super slow unless you're playing something like Rainbow Six Siege, which can be slow. But even games like Valorant play a little quicker. Even games like CS:GO have started to like pick up its pacing. Like, yeah, technically the games still play the same that they've always played, but they're moving. People are playing the games in a quicker mentality or a quicker play style. So it comes to like talking about like the issues of Halo Infinite. It goes to what I mentioned about my Twitch stream, where I talked about how developers tend to be very heavy-handed. Whenever there's an issue people are talking about, developers tend to go heavy on rebalancing something, patching something, buffing something, or nerfing something. 343i is no different. When it came to people saying that Halo 5's character creation, well, Spartan customization was too cartoony, we got Halo Infinite's character creator, Spartan creator, where it's very blocky, it's very dirty looking. There's not a lot of customization. There's multiple armor cores where you can't combine things together. They're like you basically just get what you got. So they went heavy handed, and it's like, okay, they don't like the Spartan customization in Halo 5. Let's nerf that and take it to this really bad armor core system. He will complain about the Halo 5's gameplay. Halo Infinite became slower. You had less Spartan abilities, and you were a little bit more clunky. Kind of going back. It's like a Halo 3 kind of style, but not full Halo 3. I said this in my review of the game's multiplayer that Halo Infinite is like a combination of Halo 5 and Halo 3 put together, but taking out their best attributes. And the thing about Halo 3 when it comes to like comparing to Halo Infinite or any modern Halo game is age. Halo 3 was years ago. We're talking 2007, and it's 2020. It's 2023. So when you think about that time, there's been almost in 4 years, Halo 3 be 20 years old. That's how old Halo 3 is. Games don't play the same way they used to. The mentality of gamers is different. The connectivity is different. Everything about gaming in 2023 compared to 2007 is entirely different. So you can't just be like, let's just combine the idea of this old Halo game with a more modern Halo game that does play kind of similar to how a lot of modern games are trying to play. And then you get this mess of a game that doesn't really cater to either the people who do enjoy Halo 4 and Halo 5 and people who enjoy Halo 3 and Halo Reach. You don't have, a perfect game. You have a game that they're trying to appeal to multiple people, but at the same time appeal to no one. Halo Infinite's multiplayer just isn't that great. You have all of these, things in the game, these under the hood mechanics that aren't very pleasing, like the grenade magnetism. The fact that when you throw grenades, they literally will magnetate towards a player, even if those grenades aren't well thrown. And again, I know I'm beating a dead horse when it comes to mentioning the grenades in Halo, but they are basically the primary weapon of Halo right now. And when it comes to a viewership standpoint, when it comes to getting new players to play a game, they don't want to play a game or watch a game where grenades are the primary cause of damage in the game. You want to watch an FPS game, not a grenade person shooter. And Halo has that problem. So I also want to point this out, that it's not entirely the developers' fault. Developers are going to do their job. They're going to do what they're tasked with. They're going to do what they're directed, because the director of the design, the producers are the ones who are kind of dictating how things flow. And in this kind of situation, you have to put the blame at the people who are in charge. You don't just blame the software engineer or the graphic designer, things like that. You blame person who hired them and person who hired that person, and you blame everything up to the top, because how much of it was crunch time, how much of it was the game being rushed, how much of it was there being ideas but being told no by the people who aren't actually developers. They're just the suits who basically are paying the bills or things of that nature. How much of it is the fault of Bonnie Ross, who ended up leaving the company a few months ago? How much of it is more of the people who are in charge of Xbox, not for 3, that are the problem with that, and how much of that is issue people at Microsoft more so than Xbox? So there's a lot of people who could be put at blame for the lack of success or the poor taste that Halo Infinite has in people's mouths, and it's not just the developers. And the players also are in that as well, because I said this before. When it comes to a lot of the games that I cover, the players can also dictate the success of a video game based on how they're playing. If you're playing a game in a way that can be viewed as toxic or off-putting, people who are new to the game or people who are casual players of the game will just stop playing, because they're not having fun, because they keep getting to these games. People who are abusing exploits or things of that nature, and it's making the game unfun. At this point, where do we go from here? Where does 343 go from here? Where does Microsoft go from here? What's next for Halo? Well, Halo is effectively online support. That's how I view it. I view Halo as a game right now that is online support. I think the campaign might have been good, but the multiplayer was so much of a travesty and still so terrible of a design that it's online support. That at this point, Halo Infinite might get another soft reboot. I feel like that's realistic. I feel like it's realistic that in 4 years we're going to see a brand new Halo game that acts as a soft reboot to Halo, which is weird because Halo Infinite is a soft reboot to Halo, because 343 got a lot of backlash on the ending of Halo 5 being such a cliffhanger, and people didn't like the fact that Cortana was basically made the villain and how that all played out. That where they basically just did a soft reboot to kind of erase the ending of Halo 5, but not entirely. It's still technically canon, but they went back on some things, and it's now you gotta do it again. They don't have to, but they probably will. I feel like when it comes to the idea of a soft reboot, I feel like studios and movies, TV shows, gaming, they do soft reboots as kind of a way to see, look, we're trying to fix things, guys, look at us. And it's that's not the issue here. The issue here is you just gotta make a good game. You did a video before about Ubisoft needs to make good games. You need to make good games. It's not about live service. It's not about graphics. It's not about anything other than making a good game. Are some of them things possible of altering being a good game? Sure. We keep seeing that live service is not working. Live service is not working. Halo being a live service game was definitely a terrible idea. You had this game franchise that's had its own formula since 2001. Meanwhile, you decide, hey, let's make this game a live service, but it's free, so it's not a big of a deal. And look at it. It was a terrible idea to make Halo a live service game, and honestly, it shouldn't have been free. Halo Infinite should have been just like every other game, $70, full price. You get the entire freaking package, the end. But no, you made the game multiplayer free. You made it a live service, and live service kind of has this connotation where you have incomplete product. You have, you know, months and months and years of things having to be added to the game that's not there. People aren't going to wait for the game to be finished. That's the issue when it comes to modern live service. The keyword there is modern live service. Some live service wasn't necessarily bad. Like, again, look at Destiny 1 and how its model went into Destiny 2. But this modern live service is basically, here's a blank canvas of a video game, and we're going to add things to it over time. Gamers are not waiting. Studios are hoping gamers will stick around for 4 years while things are added to the game every single year. And it's like, no, we're not waiting for shit. You put out a game now that's at least good, then maybe we'll be able to, like, you know, wait for you to add these big content updates. But for the most part, gamers aren't waiting. And when it takes you a long time, because Halo Infinite, when it comes to 343 and its live service, it takes them a long time to put out any new content. So there's just these big content droughts. The seasons are lasting way too long, and so people are just sitting there like, there's nothing to do. Like, not only is the game not good, there's nothing to do. There's no reason there's no progression in the game. Like, you don't feel like you're progressing in the game. There's no rank system like there was in Halo 4. You just don't feel like you should be playing the game or enjoying the game. There's a lot of issues here. It's like, if you're someone who's not an Xbox player, someone who doesn't play Halo, and you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on in Halo, this is basically it. The game has been a mess. You know, the community has been a mess. Everything from top to bottom of Halo Infinite, excluding the actual good story campaign, has been a mess. 90% of the issue with Halo Infinite is multiplayer related. Keyword there is related. So it could be multiplayer itself, could be the pro league scene, could be players, could be different 3. All of that wrapped into one bubble with multiplayer by itself is a big reason for why Halo Infinite is the way it is. I mean, that's just is how it is. Its player base has dwindled to a point where if you play that game right now, you're gonna be playing the same people over and over again. Just kind of how it is. It's unfortunate. You know, it's entirely unfortunate because Halo, for those who know, it's my favorite game franchise of all time, and you want to see your favorite franchise of all time succeed. But we're at a point right now in Halo where you could say Halo is no longer the flagship IP of Xbox. You could say right now that Starfield might be the new flagship. You could say that Elder Scrolls 6 would probably be the flagship. If Starfield doesn't become the flagship, Elder Scrolls 6 will be the flagship for Xbox. Because Halo is effectively online support, and it ain't looking good. I'm not saying they'll ever cancel Halo. I'm not saying they'll ever, you know, put Halo away. But right now, it's not looking good. Right now, it's looking like Halo is just it's on ice. You know how at the end of Halo games, Chiefs has having to get frozen. Halo's being frozen. It's put into a cryopod, and who knows what the future is. But with all of that said, it's for the video. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you out on the next one. My next videos will be my Space Marines Let's Plays. We got the last 12 episodes ready to upload. They're going to be uploaded yesterday and today, but because of Halo news, putting this stuff out, putting these videos out first. So this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, we'll have the last 2 videos for our Space Marines Let's Play. So check those out when they come out. Check out any previous videos as well on my channel. Follow me on Twitch, link in the description box below. Do all things outward might. So y'all stay safe. Y'all be constant with another. I've been boy Anubis. I'll catch you when I catch you. Y'all stay safe. Be true to yourselves. I'm out of here. Deuces.